Okay, so just started and the light is gone. Um, Hi, hello. Something's on my mind again. But this time, usually I like the focus of my videos to be about your inner world and what's going on inside, because the inner world reflects the outer world. We all know that, right? And it's like, I want the focus to be on you as an individual so we can just think about that. But naturally, outside factors do come into play with our lives, people, situations. And sometimes it's good to address them for the sake of addressing them, right? Um, yeah, and this is what today's gonna be. Because I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm a little bit frustrated. Um, the lighting in the back is the sun. Sometimes it pops out, but it's okay, right? It's like it might be annoying to some people. Um, I've been a bit frustrated lately, as we all are as humans. But the idea of masks in people, and see, I'm gonna use that term just now for the sake of this video because just I just as I don't like saying someone's completely evil, you know, or like the words hate and love, I don't like to put in these little boxes and put people as, like these people wear masks and stuff like that. We're all humans, right? And I like to see that we're all on the same level. It's just we have choices. And we also go through different cycles in life. So some people might be on a different cycle than you. It's not lower or higher. And some people might just make the choices not to be on the same level as you. But I don't believe there's, and all these things. I don't like to do that. We're all human. But sometimes people go through cycles or they make the choices to sort of wear a mask. We all socially change. We're, like I say all the time, we're complex beings, as humans. We all go through different cycles and we also have different ways of acting. Socially, you're going to be different than how you are by yourself in your room. That's a given. Okay, yeah, okay. But there's a level to that, and there's a degree to what you do to where it sort of becomes a mask. And people, have you ever heard of the honeymoon phase? Sorry, I sound a bit sick. I don't know if hay fever or something. The honeymoon phase, right? Where they speak about it. It's like in relationships, the first 3 months is like butterflies, rainbows, and then after that, you slowly start to see, I guess, the real person and the raw person. Because truly, when you spend a lot of time with someone, you just can't hide their true, authentic self, right? And you just can't hide who they are. So I guess sometimes people put a mask to that. They choose not to be authentic. They choose not to be themselves. So from domesticating themselves and like getting all these different ways of how you're supposed to act and how they want to be from growing up and society, right? You become this like version of you that I don't want to say is not true to you. It's sort of like a mask, isn't it? You go on stage and you put a mask, you like sort of like a mask. But this over time, like I said, the honeymoon phase and everything, it sort of starts to slip away. And then you find yourself around people that you thought you knew, you're like, but we've had some deep conversations. I'm not speaking about relationships here or just relationships. I'm speaking about specifically friendships here, but any sort of relationship, in any case. And you get to a point where it's like, well, we've been going out or we've been texting or we've been close. You've been telling me things or all these things. And then you realize it kind of hits you that this person is not really truly who they were saying or who they were portraying to be. And you're kind of left at an awkward stage where you're like, well, what do I do now? Because I feel like I know this person, but at the same time, I don't feel like they're being completely genuine with me. Can I just say, please always trust your feelings, trust your intuition. If your intuition is telling you beforehand, don't trust this person, just don't. I know it's easier said than done because it's a bit hard going through life just based on your intuition sometimes, because it's like, okay, so now I'm just supposed to let this friendship go, do you know what I mean? And as humans, a lot of the times we like to see factual things and we like to see reasoning and things behind, like, basically we want to see a reason for it. So a lot of the times our intuition might tell us beforehand, don't trust this person. But as a human, you're like, no, but I need to see at least one reason why I shouldn't, So you're going to stick around and you're going to see, right? Because we just want to, we're like, no, because, yeah, we're humans. Um, and then you're going to see your reasons why you shouldn't. Um, yeah. But to be honest, can I just also say, even if you're in a situation where maybe you didn't listen to your intuition, you felt like you shouldn't trust someone, this is very hard, especially in big friend groups and in situations where it's like you feel like you're just crazy if you're going to go out and say, oh, that new person, yeah, I don't trust them. Do you know what I mean? So then you just let it be. And to be honest, even if, shit goes south, I don't know what else to say. That's the only thing that can come to my mind. Sorry. When things go south, you can still get out of that, even though it's fine. At least now you have the proof, you have the receipts. Go. And yeah, just go. But this is what's been frustrating me. It's these masks that people wear, and sometimes they can really throw you off. I feel like no matter what happens and how much you can work on yourself and things, people are so complex, like I've said so many times, but a lot of the times they really do throw me off. Like, yeah, I didn't expect that from you, for example. Do you know what I mean? It's like you wouldn't expect things from certain people. And this is where detachment comes in, self respect comes in, boundaries come in. And I'm going to show you, like, this is a good example to show you guys how to do it without being like disrespectful, rude, I don't want to swear, a disrespectful, rude person, basically. You don't have to be. You can silently remove yourself from situations and from people that you feel are draining you, or that you've just found out were speaking behind your back, or people that are, in competition with you, judging you, whatever it is, or people that are just being dishonest. Um, because it naturally happens, guys. If someone is not authentically themselves, and if someone, I'm telling you this now, and this relates to you as well, whoever you are, or if you are not being honest with yourself, if you're not being authentic with yourself, that mask is going to fall off. Naturally, that mask is going to fall off. You can't just fool people with being this, whether it's an exaggerated version of you, whether it's like someone that's like not really related to you, you're trying to be someone completely different. It's gonna fall off. The mask is gonna fall off. I'm sorry. It just starts. There's nothing you can do about it. And yeah, if you find yourself in a situation, you're surrounded by people like that, and especially if it's big friend groups, and you're like, you don't want to feel like the odd one out, but you're like, I don't really relate to this anymore, or I don't feel aligned with this. You don't even have to feel like deeply. You don't feel it. Even when you go out and you're having normal conversations, like, I don't trust you. I don't trust you because I just heard the other week you were speaking behind my back. Do you know what I mean? Things like this, don't let it slide. Have self-respect for yourself. Don't let things like this slide. If you found out someone's speaking behind your back, oh my God, please don't let it slide. And this is what I mean when I say don't let it slide. I'm not saying go and like drama fights. No, because I don't like drama. Stay away. But you see, sometimes you get in drama even when you try to avoid it. It just happens in life. Step away. Just step away, silently. And the other thing I will say, if someone truly disrespects you, if you find out someone was speaking behind your back, someone was saying things they shouldn't be saying to other people, you can still say your point. You can still say your part and step away. You can still, for example, send them a message telling them in a very respectful way. You do not have to go out and swear or like, diss them and say things to them. I don't know, like, make fun of them or anything. What's the word when you just like, like, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. You can very respectfully say, listen, I find that disrespectful. You saying that, blah, 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 blah. Done. Thank you. Done. It doesn't need to be dragged after that. Just say your point. Say, you didn't like that. You found that wasn't nice, or it didn't make you feel nice. But it's not even about how it made you feel. It's even bigger than that. It's like, if it's a friendship, for example, just be like, listen, I thought we were closer than that. Do you know what I mean? And to now find out that you've been doing, it's really hard to not give an example. Like, okay, so someone's speaking behind your back, okay? And you just found out, and they're supposed to be like your close friends. I find that quite disrespectful, especially after telling you those things that were personal to me, and we promised to keep it between us. Yeah, that's it. And whatever they have to say after that, whether you decide to engage further, that's up to you. Whether they decide to disrespect you or make it a drama or start a fight, start arguing, that's up to them, and that's up to you how you respond. Me personally, sometimes I like to say my point, because sometimes people need to know, I did not like that. Don't cross that boundary. That's it. They already crossed the boundary. Now you don't have to sit there and disrespect them for it, or have a go at them. They already did it. You just let them know, okay, that you didn't like it. Amazing. Now step away. Just step away. And I feel like that's usually the hardest thing for people to do. It's like, because now you're in an awkward situation. It's like, what do I do? And you can still be civil with someone, by the way, even if you don't want to be close to them. And I feel like that's something, especially as a young person, people don't understand. Like, especially if you're in work environments and you see people often, right? Or you're at school, you're at uni, you see people often. And if something went between you guys, okay, now you've decided to take a step away from them, you can still be civil. Hi, how are you? Good morning. Amazing. If there's anything they need help with, I will help them, especially if we're in the same place together, working together, I will help you. Okay. But outside of that is fine. Whether, again, that person decides to be immature and maybe they roll their eyes when they see you, they make these little hints whilst you walk past, they say something about you, like initiating that they want to start drama. Guys, you have a choice to engage or not. Yes, this might create emotional reactions in you. It will. It might make you angry, it might make you frustrated, it might make you want to lash out as well. But again, you can control that, because I felt like that today. I really did. And you know what I did? I went to the bathroom. Yeah, I went to the bathroom and I took a breather. And I was just by myself, because no, okay, don't let it get to you like that. This is what I mean, and this is the only reason I'm bringing this up, because yes, outside factors affect us, and it should be addressed as I'm doing now. But don't let it get to you past that, okay? Don't let it get to you. Like I said, you can say your point. You can say your point respectfully, yeah. Respectfully, you can say your point 100%. But after that, there's nothing anyways to do, because people have their choices. People have free will, just as you do. So I spoke about detachment before. So this is where detachment comes in. You have to understand that at the end of the day, they don't owe you anything. And if they decide to be double-faced, I guess. I feel like the words I'm using today are so harsh. I don't like to be harsh like this, and but this is life. Sometimes it needs to be said. Yeah, and if they choose to have multiple masks, that's not. There's nothing you can do about that. It's not. You can't change them. People change only if they want to, and you just have to accept and just be like, cool. That's just not the type of people I want to be around. But it is disappointing. This is why I would say I'm frustrated, because it is disappointing when you get close to people and you just connect to people, and it gets to that disappointing stage where it's like, okay, so you were speaking or you were saying things. It's just disappointing, because this is where self-respect comes in, and it's like you could still hang around those people. And this is why I say situations like when you're at work, at school, university, whatever it is, a lot of the times, especially if it happens in big groups and things, it can be a bit awkward to step away. It's like, I'm still gonna hang out with them because everyone's hanging out with them. I'm still gonna be around because, it's fine. And but I know they spoke behind my back, or I know they did this, or I know they don't actually like me, or they don't want to be around me, but I'm still gonna be around. And it is hard, I know. But trust me, personally, there is nothing better than sitting alone. Okay, maybe you'd be sitting alone for a few days or a few months, I don't know. Sitting alone in peace, then engaging with people like that. I genuinely, there is nothing better. It's gonna get to a point where it's like it's up here, and it's gonna make you want to puke. People like that, because it can get so fake. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be completely honest right now. I don't even. It's gonna get so fake to the point where it's like, oh, like what? Why is everyone pretending? Hi, how are you? But then we're all speaking behind each other's backs. Like what? What? Like what? Like, oh my goodness! And it's like, no, trust me. Try being alone. If you're in that situation and you're like, oh, I feel awkward. What am I going to do if I just leave the friend group? Because just leave, just try at least once if you've never tried it, because trust me, it's worth it. It is disappointing and it can get awkward, but I would rather you sit alone than with people like that. Like, there's no point, because if we're actually getting deep, there is a lot in terms of energy as well that can do to you. Like, sitting around people like that, even when you think it's harmless, whatever, I'll just, try to understand them and blah blah blah. Your energy is getting sucked away. If there's too much negative energy around you, your energy is slowly going to get sucked away, but it's slowly going to get sucked away. So you're not going to realize it at first. It's going to be little by little by little by little. When people are in a relationship that is unhealthy, right, and not good for you, and everyone around you might be telling you, yeah, he's not good for you, she's not good for you, and you're not realizing it. But slowly and slowly, you feel your energy getting out of you, and it feels more draining and draining, but it happens very slow. And sometimes you look back at pictures and you're like, whoa, I used to look so good. And then you're in the relationship and you're like, why do I look like a rat? Yeah. Tell me about it. I feel like I have sorry for every scenario at this point. Like, I've lived 100 lives. No, but seriously, all jokes aside, don't let people make you feel like that. Don't let people make you feel weird or less of or anything. Just remove yourself. That's where your power comes in. That's very, very, very powerful. It's actually a very powerful thing to do. It just takes a bit of guts, and it takes just just respect yourself enough to be like, you know what, I don't want to be around you. I really don't. I would rather be alone. It's not that bad. Being alone is not that bad. And you'll find people that actually care about you, people that are actually themselves and authentic. It's not as easy, but I don't think it really matters when you look at the bigger scale. And a friend to all is a friend to none at the end of the day, right? Cool. This is what I'm trying to say. So would you rather be around 100 people when 80 of them are speaking behind your back and just being fake, or would you rather just have 2 real friends? Like, at the end of the day, and 2-3 real friends for a lifetime. Like, they don't just come every day, and it's fine. Yeah, but it can be frustrating to just when the moment clicks and you're like, so you've been no, none of that. What? You did what? No. Very nice, very simple. You can still say your point. Like I said, you can text them, you can say it face to face. I love having conversations face to face. especially conversations like that. Okay, so tell me, what why did you feel the need to do that, or why did you feel the need to say that to that person? I just want to hear your point, you know? And usually what happens is when you actually speak to people in person and address them for what they did, they just have nothing to say. They blubber. Like, I don't know. She said it. And they blame some random person that was apparently their best friend. You know, oh, she said it. Oh no, he said it. He said, and that's when you know it's like, I don't. Not that you needed a confirmation before, but if they say stuff like that, you already know. Just get out of there. Oh, she said, he said. I heard from this, that, ba, 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 ba. Anyways, yeah, that was what I wanted to say today. Sorry if my energy is a bit low mood. It's just, you know, going through the phases of life. Breathe in, breathe out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time, whenever that will be. Bye bye.